Hello, and thanks for joining us again for another Fathom Live. We are glad to be with you today. I'm your host, Jeff Sturtz. This is a live stream show dedicated to giving you tips and insights from experts in and around the real estate industry. We have a contest that we do each week, so if you are watching now, go ahead and give us a shout out, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. You can watch it on Twitter as well, but the contest works for those that are on YouTube and Facebook. Let us know where you're coming from. So the market center, the city that you're in, say, just put that down there and we will tally that up to announce for our winner. And you can win one of 4 different prizes that we do weekly here. We offer a $200 yard sign package, so you're able to get some new yard signs for yourself, and we'll cover $200 of that. Same thing for a photo listing package, as well as an OnTarget transaction if they are in your market, and then also $200 worth of lead services from our sponsor, GoSocial agent, whose leader will be with us here in just a moment. Also, I want to remind you, if you have somebody in mind, or perhaps even yourself, that you think would be helpful for agents by being on the show as a live guest, send us a message. You can send it to our Fathom Messenger. We got a dinging sound coming through here. So you can send it to our Fathom Facebook message, or you can do marketing@fathomrealty.com, and we will take a look at that guest recommendation and see if we can have that person on the show. So always trying to provide good content for you for these live shows. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. Oh, we have to announce our winner of last week's contest. And the ding, I think, just flew in with the, or the ding was the name flying into my phone here. So apologies there. Our winner for last week's contest, for commenting in the comments below, is Jamie Bond. Jamie Bond. So you are the winner of one of those 4 prizes. So congratulations. We'll be reaching out to you so you can claim that prize. So again, start commenting. Also, if you have questions during the show for our guests, be sure to use the comment section in YouTube and Facebook for that, and we'll be monitoring that throughout the show to be able to field those questions. Like I said, we're going to do things a little bit differently today. Instead of doing our normal sponsor segment, we're going to have the 2 companies represented today give us a little bit of a pitch about what they offer for agents, and then we'll get into our interview with them. And just so you are fully aware, these companies are partner companies with Fathom Realty, and we are glad for that because they provide wonderful services to our agents, either at discount or some of the stuff for free if you're a Fathom agent, so that's kind of a cool thing. But that being said, we're not going to do a 45-minute sales pitch either, so you will be able to get a lot of good, valuable content, as always, to take away onto the field and use as a real estate agent. But I do want to give them a chance to talk about this because we do believe it is beneficial for you, and you can hear about all the services that they offer. So Paul and Renee, Paul from GoSocial agent, as well as Renee from Housepedia, thank you both for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hi,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is our first time, by the way, doing 2 guests on the other end. We've had 2 people on this end, but I'm confident that you guys are gonna, not fight too much and that kind of thing on the show. But if it does, it'll probably make for a great show. So if things get a little bit crazy, it's always good for a good view count. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your companies?
Sure. Well, I'll start. Paul Estes with GoSocial agent. So we've been in business for about 5 years, helping real estate agents with their social media marketing, from helping them set up their social media accounts to posting helpful home buying, home selling, home ownership tips to those social media accounts on agents' behalf. In addition to advertising to help agents grow a community, a social community, in addition to driving traffic to their websites, for home buying or for buying leads or selling leads, etc. But we work with Housepedia. So few years ago, we said, before what we were doing was we were posting those helpful tips on agents' pages and sending that traffic to other resources like Realtor.com or HGTV for those same types of tips. But we said, what can we do? What can we build that will help keep the viewers, the readers in our space and in an agent space. And that's when we came up with Houseopedia. And I'll let Renee talk a little bit about Houseopedia.
So Houseopedia is a website with a collection of articles that are of educational nature. They're unbiased. They are, purely organic. We have freelance writers and editors that are all professionals. We curate the topics, and the articles are written and edited. And essentially what we like to think is that it's the voice of the agent speaking to their clients. So we want the agents to feel like they can put their best foot forward with the best information that's available.
Very good.
And in working together, one of the things that we can do is we can post on an agent's page, and we offer agent-branded articles, branded buyer and seller handbooks that allow the agent to remain in front of that reader.
So what that would look like then is if somebody, say, had your service and an article gets posted on their business feed, business page, when somebody clicks on that and goes to houseopedia.com, then they're going to see that agent there in the sidebar as somebody that they can contact if they're looking to buy or sell a home or something like that. Am I understanding that correctly?
That's correct. That's what we call agent-branded articles, yes.
Very good, very good. And we've mentioned that a few times on the show before, and so that gives you a little bit more of an explanation of what that's talking about. Always staying in front of the agents, in front of your clients and your sphere of influence. So, well, thank you very much. And anything else that you want to mention about the company before we get into the interview? Companies?
No, we'll talk more as we go through.
Mm-hmm.
Right, tons and tons and tons of content, and content is king, and it's a very important thing to have really rich original content, and that's what you get in Houseopedia, and then the service to post it there through GoSocial Agent, as well as other things, lead ads and that kind of thing. So, very good. Just a little bit about you guys. Renee, I understand that you used to be a pharmacist.
Yes,
and
that's
still,
true.
you still
And
jump in the ring here and there.
Yeah, here and there, not really so much anymore, but a good 35 years. I'm licensed in New Jersey and North Carolina, and practiced in a lot of different venues, hospital, industry, sales, closed door pharmacies, mail order. So I enjoyed it, but I'm enjoying this as well, kind of my second opportunity. So it's been good. It's been a good change.
And how would you say, how has pharmacy translated into leading journalists and doing a content company?
Well, I think it's the structure and the analytics part of it. Pharmacists generally are very structured, organized people. So therefore, that helps me a lot in keeping track of all the content and making sure when the articles are posted via WordPress, that everything is optimized for search engine optimization, etc. So I think the analytical part of it comes in play.
Analytics and details. So very good.
Details.
And a little bit about you, Paul. Paul has a very interesting background. You were a foreign service and Russian double agent, or double major, not a double agent. I'm kidding. So a double major in foreign service and Russian at Baylor University.
Duh.
As well as, and this is a little tidbit that I know about Paul. Paul went to, and this is a unique background. Grew up going to a Baptist military academy.
That's correct.
What is
Central
that like?
Texas.
Did they?
Actually, yeah, it prepared me for the rest of my life, actually, to, again, with the military structure, to be very methodical and leadership, all the good points that, kind of prepared me to someday start GoSocial Agent.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you guys again for coming on the show. Well, let's get into kind of what we're trying to provide here for the agents then. Let's talk about social media. to begin with. Why is social media something that agents should not ignore?
Well, for the simple reason that, today social media is much like what websites were 10 years ago. If you don't have a presence there, it's a credibility factor for you as an agent. I've even had agents call me on the phone frantic saying, I need to have a Facebook business page today. I just lost out on a deal because I don't have a Facebook page. And I know nothing about Facebook other than I go to my news feed and I have friends and family, but I don't know anything about a business page. I don't know anything about getting it started. So I need your help desperately. And so it really is, when you think about it, it's where the eyes are. People go to social media. They don't always go to Google anymore. They open up their phones, they go to Facebook, or they go to Twitter, they go directly in and they do their searching there. And that's why it's important. If you're not there, you're not going to be seen. So it's for that simple fact, you cannot avoid being on social media.
Right. And we were talking about this a little bit before too, how whereas certain things you would definitely, you'd want to search on Google, maybe a roofing company or, a certain type of shoe that you want to buy. Whereas a realtor for a client, that's a relational kind of engagement rather than more transactional. And so you want to know who that person is. You want to see their face. You want to see what kind of person they're like before you, before you hire them.
That's right.
One of the things that you mentioned before too was the difference between proactive and reactive marketing. Maybe speak to that a little bit.
Sure. So it's really about being where your target audience is. So I refer to it as proactive and reactive marketing, and there's not one that's better than another. You really, for a comprehensive marketing program, you need to do both. What I mean by reactive is if someone goes to Google and searches, or if they go to Zillow and they're searching for homes, you want to be there as a reaction. That's reactive marketing. Someone's looking for something and there you are. Proactive marketing is a little bit more what we offer in that you're going to get out in front of your audience to say, hey, I'm a realtor that can help you buy or sell a home in this specific area. That's what I call proactive marketing. You're getting out in front of people, letting them see you, getting your brand out there and saying, I can help you. Come click on this link or come visit my website or come see my Facebook page and like my page for home buying and selling tips.
Very good. So you have a lot of agents that use your service. What kind of agents or I should say, what are the best agents doing to do that proactive marketing? Even if they are using a service that's handling a lot of that kind of regularity of posting, what are the best agents doing to get in front of their clients and gain business?
I think it's mostly that they're using their own personality, their own personalization. It's almost like you wearing your t-shirt with your red and black and gray branding, and you do that consistently. Well, people should be doing that consistently on their Facebook or their other business pages, that people recognize your brand. They recognize something unique about you. So when they're going through their feed, they're like, oh, here's another post from Jeff. He's always presenting something interesting, something new about what's going on in our local community. Maybe there's an event going on. I'm always looking forward for him to talk to us about what's going on this weekend, where there may be new eateries, where there's something fun going on that we can get involved with. And at the same time, sharing really useful tips about buying, selling, owning homes. A lot of people do something like a Tuesday tip. Well, they may look forward to that and they're looking for it in their feed from you, and they know they're going to have that consistently every week. So I think it's consistency and that uniqueness of your brand. And that brings it full circle from just having the automated or more generic type posts.
And showing your expertise really is what it comes down to, your local expertise, making people feel more comfortable with you because they don't really know you from Adam when they see you on social media. But the more they see you and the more unique your content is, they're going to feel more comfortable with you so that eventually they'll pick up the phone and call you.
Very good. So from a business standpoint, then, you mentioned some of this already, getting people to feel comfortable with you. What would you say is the goal of social media? Doing business on social media.
Well,
Or goals.
essentially, is you're continuing to nurture and grow that sphere of influence and keeping top of mind. Because again, they're going to recognize your brand. They're going to say, this agent is bringing me something that is of high value. I look forward to them as being an influencer in the community, in the real estate industry. So therefore, in the end, when it's time to buy and sell a home, who am I going to look for first? And it's going to be you, hopefully, because you keep nurturing and increasing that sphere and network in the community.
So it's a lot about trust. It's a lot about growing your audience, as well as nurturing that. Keep being top of mind for them. So let's maybe talk about then. Maybe I have a business page, maybe I don't, and everything that you're saying sounds like a great idea, but how do I get into this from level one here? What do I need to do?
Well, the first thing is to have presence. So you have to have those pages, right? But you can't just throw up a page and, think that it's going to be professional looking. So you need to have some level of skill when it comes to maybe doing some graphics, or you pay someone to do some kind of graphics for a banner, or what we call the cover image on social media, to make sure you don't want someone who comes to your page and then it doesn't look good, right? It's all about first impressions when they come there. So that's, step one. And then really step number two is having an active presence, because on social media, you need to stay active. It's not like a website that someone goes to looking for specific resources. They're looking to see, what has this person done in the last, week or 2 weeks. If you go beyond that and you haven't posted something, they're going to think you're out of business, right? You're no longer an active agent. So that takes time. So again, it's one part skill, it's also time.
Very good. So make sure you look good on there, so you have some credibility, but then also make sure that people realize you're paying attention to your social media account, and that you're still doing stuff. It's pretty. I think all of us, whether you're an expert in marketing or just a casual browser of Facebook, you go to pages and you see the last thing was posted in January 2018, and you wonder, are they still in business, this company? And they may very well be, but it doesn't give you a lot of confidence to work with them in that way. So almost in that sense, better not to even have one. Better not to have an account than to have one that has stuff that's 2 years old on it. But certainly you do want to have an account and have it up to date. So suppose somebody says, well, I got everything set up, I've posted a few things, maybe I even boosted a post with a few dollars, but the phones aren't ringing. What's wrong? What would you tell that person?
I think it's probably because there's no personal connection to make that person, pick up the phone and call you to be their agent. That's where it goes back to putting some interesting things beyond just your listings. What is it that you do, outside of your job? Do you have a specific hobby? Is there some other connection that makes your audience want to choose you? Is it maybe the content that you're posting outside of just your listings? Are you bringing something to the table that's different and more unique than other agents? So again, it could be those tips. It could be, just interesting articles, things that are going on in the community. But something that's going to make, or I shouldn't say make, but allow clients to feel a connection to you.
And I think the other part of that too is really, it's not really, if you build it, they will come. People think that social media is free, but it's not. You do have to allocate some budget. You do have to spend some money to boost some posts, or maybe hire someone to actually run some very targeted ads using for example, Facebook Ads Manager to run a variety of different types of ads. You have to get out there in front of your, posting just to your community, what I call your direct sphere of influence, but getting out there beyond that's your indirect sphere of influence, meaning potential buyers and sellers who are out there in your community who don't know who you are. So you have to get out there, spend some money to get out there. And I will say that per dollar spent, there's no better advertising reach than Facebook advertising today.
Right. And you see even not just small players, but big players figuring that out as well. As you scroll your Facebook feed, you see all kinds of larger industries starting to appear on your feed. You've mentioned a couple of different times local content. Why is local content so important, and how would that help an agent? And really, how do you do that? Do you just start Googling stuff, or what would be a good way to get that local content on there, and why?
Well, I think probably one avenue a lot of agents may use is just getting connected to your local chamber of commerce, finding out what's going on in your town. You almost want to be the town crier a little bit on social media. So it may be, again, something very educational, but again, it could be just events that are going on in the community. Again, you want to have that expertise. You want to be familiar with maybe some local zoning laws, permitting, all those types of things that have to do with buying and selling. As well, maybe adding something that you're interested in the real estate world. Maybe you're interested in laws and you want to present that side of your expertise. Maybe you used to be a inspector or are inspector. I know we had recently a Fathom Live participant that was an inspector. His expertise was incredible. So if you have something beyond, on a professional level, your real estate license, show that off. I mean, if you are interested in interior design or staging, all those things will help you connect to people.
The other thing to mention, too, is that local content is what people engage with the most. So home buying tips, home selling tips, that's good, helpful information that's going to send them to articles, for example, on Houseopedia or whatever resource you use. But people love their local area and they love to engage with that local content. So that helps you get more organic reach when people like and love and comment on that local information. So, when you look at your content, you'll see that's the kind of stuff that gets the most engagement.
Right.
And that's what Paul is saying is so important. Engagement. If someone is commenting on your posts, comment back. For example, if there's something going on in town this weekend and you're going to be there, hey, I'd love to see you. Hey, I'll be at this place, or I'll be shopping here, or there may be a great sale going on, or a new restaurant opening. But really connect, because people love that. There's nothing better than when you get that little notification that somebody replied to a comment. Right. And people will remember that. So that's what's so important. Just don't say, oh, look, I got a couple of likes here or there. Really re-engage with those people and come full circle. And remember things like if you're friends with them and it's a birthday or something, you get a notification, drop a little note to them. I mean, people really like the engagement aspect if done professionally.
And one quick little social media tip for you guys out there: if you're, posting obviously from a business page and you get a like, for example, that gives you the opportunity, if you click to view those likes, to invite them to like your page.
That's right.
And that's one difference between liking a post. Okay, somebody's engaging on a post, but when they like your page, that means they're following you. Now they're going to see your posts in their news feed so that you can be top of mind with them. So it's a good way to kind of fish for those people who may be interested in following you.
Right. So let's say I go to a local community harvest festival or something like that, and I snap a picture and 100 people like that. I can just open up that like thing and hit that like dialog box and hit invite all the way down, and now I've got, even if I get 15 people out of those 100 that now like my page, it's 15 more people that see all my posts as well.
Yep.
15%.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
that's a pretty
Yeah.
good return on investment there. And that being said, too, I mean, so what I'm hearing too, if it, I had a good experience at a restaurant, or I went to this festival, or had learned about a new service in the area, just snap a selfie or snap a picture, put it on your page, and say, "Hey, really had a good experience here at this place." You're not even talking about real estate, but you're getting your name out in front of there, showing that I'm in this community and I'm here with you, and know what this community is about and what it's like.
That's right.
And the same token, like say there's a new, I mean, this is a little bit more real estate focused, but if there is a new development that's opening up and they're having some sort of event, you could, put the whatever advertisement for the event and say, hey, I'm going to be there. A lot of people are afraid to go places, because there's nobody they know, they're not familiar, but there's like, hey, I'm going to be there from 12 to 3 or something. And maybe, and they'll be like, oh, hey, I want to drop by too. So again, it's all those little connections and engagements that you really outwardly don't think it's going to be all that important, but it is.
Right.
And one quick tip for agents when they're looking for content, just use your phone. Obviously you're carrying it with you all the time. Take pictures.
Yeah.
And what I always say to agents is take 10 minutes a week, put it on your calendar, pull out your phone, look at the pictures you've taken in the last week. Probably going to be some pictures of subdivisions that you visited. You could post something there and say, great subdivision, wonderful houses for sale in here. Let me know if you're looking. I'd love to show you. Great amenities. Right. Or maybe great downtown. Take a picture of the downtown. Again, that's the kind of stuff that people engage with and they love. And they see that you're out and about in that area and that you're kind of an expert in that area.
Great advice. So, and in a sense, it is free. Facebook's not going to charge me to do that. If I have my phone, that's not an extra expense to take a picture, but it's the time that's the expense. And but if you're down there grabbing something anyways in the downtown, then there you go, snap a picture. So, very good. How often should an agent be posting? Obviously, there would be there'd be a rate that's too low. Is there too much? What do you find the best agents doing?
One thing to understand about posting from a business page is that not each of your posts are seen by all of your followers. Facebook does cap the number of your followers who see each post by a percentage of how many followers you have. So when you post, you should post routinely. Okay, when I say routinely, it could be daily, right? Make sure that you have a daily post.
And consistently.
And having that consistency is important because that means that your followers will at least see something from you, every week or every couple of weeks. They're going to see something from you. Now, if you have 2 things to post on a day, don't worry about it. Go ahead and post 2 things or even 3 things, but don't sit down and post 5 things or even 2 or 3 things right in a row, because then people are going to see that in their news feed based off of time, and that looks spammy, and then they're going to unlike you or unfollow you because it's too much.
Gotcha. Now, if I remember correctly too, you can schedule out posts as well if you want to, right? On a business page?
You can. You can do it in Facebook natively. So you could sit down if you have 30 minutes and schedule out as much content as you like right within Facebook. Or you can, if you want to post that content to multiple social media channels, you could purchase a subscription like Hootsuite, or there's several out there that you can play with that will post that content to those different social media channels.
As well, there's so many great tools like Canva, like Wave. There's so many software programs that are fairly inexpensive. Some are even free that are so easy to pull together a post. They have templates that all you have to do is upload a photo to and change your text, and it's immediate and you can post directly from the applications. So again, it takes work. It takes a little research, but once you get going, it's really actually is fun, and your clients and your customers and your followers will appreciate it.
Very good. So definitely daily is not not too much. And one of the things I guess that I've come to realize too is most people don't go to a business page and just start scrolling and seeing what's on their business page. Most of the content there is just pushed out by Facebook to that percentage of followers that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, what you want to do, obviously, when you invite someone to follow you, they're going to look at your page, right? Initially, where again, it comes to having a good first impression, making sure that you have content there. Once they opt in, they very rarely come back to your page. They're looking in their news feed. So that's where they're going to see updates from you.
And then I also want to mention here too, if you all have questions on the other end, or our audience here, I don't know if our YouTube is actually functioning. Our YouTube channel right now is functioning with the live stream, so I apologize if you're coming in later. Of course, you can go back and watch this stuff. But if you do have questions for Paul and Renee, please ask them during the show here. We always have great questions that come in, so feel free to jump in there. You mentioned spammy kind of. We think of spam as more of an email thing, but I think we've all too seen a spammy Facebook feed where it's just, like just a 400 inspirational quotes or something like that, where they're just all stacked on top of each other that in the end, don't provide a lot of, ongoing value necessarily, at least if there's not original content. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about, or would there be other examples of Facebook spam?
Well, again, as you just said, a lot of it is really poor video, poor photography. So I think for any agent, the first thing I would do is really either, invest in a good iPhone camera or some other equipment that you can get really good quality professional images. That is, I guess, goes unsaid as far as your own photos for your listings. You have to everybody is shopping online before they call you for a home. So your photography has to be of professional grade, your video. Now there's drone photography. So up front, I think most social media, if not every social media expert will tell you, a picture tells, is more important than 1,000 words. And so the best quality you can have will make you really look a lot less or not spammy at all. Yeah, within your budget, exactly. But and also you want to tell a story with your photos, not showing the same thing as you were saying, quotes over and over again. It has to be something that people are going to want to keep coming to and saying, "Oh, here's Paul's post for this week. I really want to look at it. I really want to understand what it's telling me." So, high
it should
quality.
be helpful. It should be helpful and good, helpful information too, not just, wouldn't you like to live in this house kind of thing that, is trying to get an engagement. Maybe it's some beautiful home that, obviously is just trying to, get someone to like it. But helpful information is what gets people to follow you because it's free education. And that's the kind of the posts that we do. So, that's where we focus. But then as Renee says, especially with your listings, as most agents already know, pay a little money if it's within your budget to have some professional photographs taken so that, it looks good.
I want to talk a little bit about posting a listing. Something that you mentioned before was, sometimes when we were having a conversation earlier, that it can be tempting just to throw up, a bunch of house pictures, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square feet, blah, 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 blah. And then you just, that's your listing post on Facebook, which is, it's better than nothing. But you mentioned something that might be a little bit more strategic, I guess, in posting a listing on Facebook.
Well, there's a couple of different ways, that you can present a listing. One would be in a video slideshow that someone can kind of follow along and see, the home in that way. Other way would be, using a photo post that people can click through because they like to go through or swipe through the different photos and see those things. Strategically, also, you want to make sure in Facebook that the top 3 lines of your copy, which is the text that you use in your summary, that they really highlight the price point, the size of the home, be it 4 bedroom, 3 bath, the square footage, so that people can initially see, is this even in my price range? Is this the
Right.
size that I want? And then, maybe say something more enticing about it, like open house or just listed or going to go fast or something like that. And then have more of a description of the home that they're going to have to click to see more in order to open that up. But, when you have those first 3 lines as that tease, and that is, especially for advertising, important, because if you're going to spend some money to put that out there in front of people, you want them to see those first 3 lines, because Facebook's going to truncate it at that point or cut it off, and they have to click again to see the full details. But then having the imagery there, the photos or the video, so that they can get an idea of the home. And obviously it's better if it's staged and good quality photos.
Gotcha. And if go ahead.
Also, you could also, a lot of people do the coming soon, kind of like a teaser thing. I mean, you could find a very interesting photo, something that makes that property unique. Might be a pool, might be an entryway or something that it really is going to showcase the feel that the agents want their
Right.
clients to get about this listing.
And you also always want to have a call to action too, either a phone number or a link to the single property website, something like that included in your post as well.
Very good advice. So call to action, and then if they have a really spectacular kitchen, you don't have to show the whole house. Just say, this kitchen's amazing, can't wait to show you the rest of it, or something like that for an upcoming listing, or even maybe a current listing. Give me a call if you want to see the rest of this amazing house, something along those lines. So I want to kind of shift here a little bit. Why can't I just use my personal feed? You say you want it to be personal, so why can't I just skip the business page? People know me, they trust me, so I'm just going to advertise homes on my just on my regular Facebook account. Why should I not do that for our viewers here?
Well, first and foremost, it's because Facebook terms of service say that if you're going to operate as a business, regardless of your business, on Facebook, you need to use a business page, not a personal page. So I know a lot of realtors use their personal accounts because it's easy for them to add friends. It's easier for you to always get a friend than it is to maybe get a follower on a business page. But for good reason, you want to have a business page. Number one, you can collect reviews on a business page. You can't do that on a personal page and have them in its own little recommendation or reviews area. Secondly, you can run advertisements from a business page, and which you can't do from a personal page. As I mentioned before, running Facebook ads allow you to get a lot of reach for every dollar that you spend and target people in your local area. And last but not least, with personal pages, you're limited to the number of friends that you can have, whereas page likes and business pages, you're unlimited. But it's a good practice, and obviously you don't want to get your personal page shut down either.
Right.
If you're just operating. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't work your direct sphere of influence on your personal page either. So what I recommend to agents is you have your business page, share content from there to your personal page. Well, plus your friends and family don't want to hear, I'm a realtor all the time. Right? They friended you because they want to see what's up with you. So temper your real estate posts, but share it from your business page to your personal page, so that they'll see that content and say something about it. And then they can see, oh, they have a business page. I'm going to go over there and see what that's all about and like that, right? So.
Very good. Any cautions that you would offer as far as, trying to present yourself on, we talked about not being spammy. Anything else that you would caution agents not to do, or practices that you see that would be better left undone on your pages? Anything that you would offer, having seen a lot of content?
Well, I think for your business page, it is your business, so you must keep it professional. So it doesn't mean that you cannot put your personal touch as far as maybe a hobby that you're interested in or something you did on vacation. It's always lovely to see beautiful beach scenery, mountains, a nice picture maybe of you and your significant other. However, think about, do you really want to be shown in your professional page having, alcoholic beverages or in a bathing suit or things like that? Those should be kept for your personal page. And so people, they want to see you as a professional. They don't want to see you as someone that's, doing things that are quote unquote a little crazy.
Yeah, we talk a lot about
I'm trying to keep it professional.
Yeah, we talk a lot about personalizing your business, and that's important. And I know, some agents do incorporate their family as a part of their marketing, but there's always kind of a line there to make sure that you don't cross. Secondly, you want to make sure that your personal page, because you are kind of putting yourself out there on a business page, make sure that your privacy is set high on your Facebook personal page so people don't just start looking up your personal page and seeing things there or sending friend requests. That, I say to agents, friend only on your personal page people that you know and that you trust, your friends and your family. That's what your personal page is for. Right. Your business is business. And agents also who are new to social media or new to Facebook, they think what they post on one automatically goes to the other. It doesn't, right? When you have a business page on Facebook, it's delegated to your personal page, which means you only log into Facebook under your personal account. And you can go to your business page. Facebook understands that you're an administrator, but what you post on one does not automatically post on the other. So you can, as an administrator, invite your friends on your personal to like your business page, but I just want to clarify, what you post on your business page doesn't go to your personal and vice versa.
Very good. So if it's my wedding day, I probably should, say I do and then turn to the camera and say, and make sure you call 972 ... to get a house from Jeff Sturt's Realty. That would not. You're saying that wouldn't be a good thing.
No, although I could see you doing it.
Oh, come on. Give me a break. Oh, man. So keep it. Make sure you know where your lines are is what I'm hearing. And make sure that doesn't...
Stay in your lane.
Right, stay in the right lane. Very good. You mentioned video a couple of times. Is that an effective tool for social media, and how are best agents using that?
Totally. I mean, I think that everyone, not just people that are interested in real estate, everybody enjoys seeing a video. And I think it's a great way to utilize quick tips and information in just a fun, concise manner that, for example, you can go to any Houseopedia article, something, if you're talking about educating people on their mortgages. And one thing that everybody always stresses, all the agents stress, is the whole pre-approval process for a mortgage. Just go on, grab your phone and just explain what it is to get pre-approved and what is it to stay pre-approved. Don't go out and go buy your car once you're under contract. Don't go take out a loan. All those things that agents just, they want to knock their heads against the walls when their clients do things like that. But you do a quick tip like that on a video, put it in your Facebook feed. And again, you can follow the whole buyer's journey or the seller's journey with tips. And again, they can just be these 30-second to a minute, very interesting. And again, it's a way to show your unique personality, as well as that you're the person, the go-to person. You have the expertise in this area. One other fun one that I always like too is when people are selling, they always have to declutter, So what do you do about really organization in your home? I always tell people that, when you're going out to the mailbox, take all that junk mail. Don't even let it in the house. Just put it right in your recycle bin. Put your recycle bin or whatever it is you put it in right outside your door. So take a quick video of yourself going to your mailbox saying, and as you always do, Jeff, you can make something funny about it. You know, look at all this junk mail. You know, you can stuff a whole bunch of stuff, but just the idea of do not let it in the house.
Right.
That's going to, you know, prevent clutter. And then when you go to sell your home, that's one less thing that you'll have to be concerned about. So these are just all fun. You know, there's a million tips. The sky's the limit. You can go to Housepedia and look at our articles and pick out things and see what you can do. Play with them. Be creative.
I also want to, you know, emphasize with video is that it allows people who, again, going back to what we said earlier, they don't know you from Adam, right? When they follow you or see something from you. But video takes it to that next level where they're starting to get to know you. They're listening to your voice. They're hearing you, your mannerisms, and they're judging whether I'm going to pick up the phone and call this person. And if I feel confident, right, with what this person is saying and how they're saying it, and they're saying, I can relate to this person. I want to buy a home or sell my home with this agent. That helps you get just another step closer to them.
And practice. We all hate it. I mean, everybody hates video. Everybody hates seeing themselves. But I think the important thing is, you know, grab a phone, do some role playing, just look at yourself, be a little critical. If you know, get some people to critique it with you. Have a friend or family member, you know, film it for you. But again, practice makes perfect. We're not at all perfect at what we do, but you know, have fun with it, and it'll become second nature. Don't be repetitive. Try to keep it concise. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. I mean, just think about in your own feed. How long is your attention span, correct?
Right.
I mean, most of us are always, you know, swiping through. So just think about those things, and even, you know, put a test page up and play it back a couple of times and say, is this something I would really want to watch?
Right. So you could schedule a post and see what that video looks like, and if you don't like it, you can just unschedule it or delete that post at that point. If you're just, man, I just don't like how it looks, it gives you a chance to preview it the way someone's going to see it before it actually goes live. And I will say for our viewers too, and we've recommended this from the Fathom marketing department as well, that if you are going to use a video, go ahead and do that practice. The very first time you get in front of a camera that you know is going to be seen by a whole bunch of people, you feel like the entire eyes of the world are upon you, and you know that you're just bound to say or do something stupid, and there's a lot of pressure. But you get past that, you know, chipping through that ice a little bit, and things tend to get a lot easier after, you know, a couple of different recordings, and also bringing a friend to just hold that camera phone and you know, try it with them, ask them for feedback. That kind of thing can be a very helpful thing. So
Facebook Live either. It doesn't have to be live video.
Right.
I mean, you record it and put it up. It's not that you have this one take and that's it, you know?
Right.
So.
But get someone else's opinion too, because we're always going to be self-critical of ourselves, right? Especially when it comes to video, audio. We don't like the way we look or sound, but someone else can say, actually, you did a really good job on that, and I find that interesting, and that can help you, you know, get over that fear of putting it out there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you could have the scenario where it's like, no, don't post that. It doesn't look good. But typically, and this is my advice as well, for people getting into video, you are your own worst critic, and it definitely looks and sounds better than you're going to give yourself credit for.
Right. Exactly.
So
I think too,
go ahead.
You know, that the uniqueness part of it, even outside of video, I just thought of this, you know, for the people that are in the Fathom world too. We've recently, Josh Hardley, our CEO, had been had posted a bunch of series of him kind of camping out at certain Fathom signs, and that was, I think people were having fun with that. They were like, where's he? It's kind of like, where's Waldo? Where's he going to go next? So it's not so much, I mean, it can be funny, but it still has to be professional, but be creative, have fun with it. That was something that people, I think, had a good time with. So it's same thing with the video. I mean, you know, you can do something that's still professional and tasteful, but it can be funny. It could be lighthearted.
Right.
It doesn't
Right.
have to be, you being like, all buttoned up and very professional all the time either.
Very
So,
good. So you mentioned, using a camera phone. Are there times that you would want to use something else, or would you say, start with that, or any advice as far as equipment?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can absolutely use a modern phone. Obviously, the phones are getting better all the time related to the camera and the video. So I think you can utilize that. You can utilize stands to kind of, position them properly so they're not moving around all the time. But yeah, I don't think you have to invest tons of money. You're doing this for social media. You're not doing it for TV commercial. If you're doing it for TV commercial, then you probably
yeah.
want to step things up a little bit.
Right.
But obviously that, that's going to require more budget, right, to do that. But I think for social media, the devices that we have today, our handheld devices, have all the capabilities. Make sure that you have good lighting. That's probably one of the best things that I can say, especially if you're doing, I know some agents, they'll do a Facebook Live through an open house while they're sitting there during an open house. Yeah, do it or record it, but open up the windows.
Right.
Make sure that you're not taking angles right directly at the sun, but have that lighting there. Make sure that you're not walking around on hard floors in heels, because that the sound may
Right.
distract from it. Sound is also important. If you're going to be doing a series of videos, make sure you have a good speaker, or I'm sorry, a microphone you can get off of Amazon for fairly inexpensive, but it's really going to help make sure that the sound quality is good. A good camera if you're using it on a desktop or a laptop, but I think even the phones these days have great quality. So
I would also say too, don't forget about your backdrop. If you are doing a series of videos, say at your home office, make it look attractive.
Right.
You can put, a nice photo, some photos of your family even, some plants, some books. Make yourself a little studio. And again, people will relate to your branding. You can put the colors of your branding. Any way that you stand out and people could recognize, oh yeah, that's Jeff, that's his,
Right.
this is his new, his latest video. I can't wait to watch it, kind of a thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your advice in that area. Any last tips, tricks, or otherwise that you would give our viewers before we let you go?
Well, I would just say that Housepedia is free. So come and like our Facebook business page. You'll get articles for free. Feel free to use them for tips and share them with your sphere. And
if
Paul?
you want them posted in an automated fashion, so you don't have to worry about it. We know you're busy agents out there buying and selling homes. You want to make sure that your social media is being updated. Reach out to us. Not only will we automate those posts on your social media, but we can also help you get that branding so that you stay in front of your audience when you go to those Housepedia articles. One other kind of interesting tip too, when you do have that, is you can share articles with your branding via email. So if you have a newsletter and you want to send someone to a Housepedia article and have your branding there, it allows you to do that as well. We have all of our customers are invited to our Insiders Facebook group, and we have tips like that in there as well.
For GoSocial Agent.
For GoSocial Agent.
Very good. Well, thank you guys so much. A lot of helpful advice. There hasn't been a ton of questions on here, but a lot of echoes of what you've said by in the comments here. People saying, "Yeah, great advice. Make sure you have stabilization on your phone and go ahead and use humor, those kind of things." So resonating with our viewers. So thank you so much for giving us a lot of practical insight and help for our agents.
You're welcome.
you.
Thank you for
Thanks.
having us.
Well, before we let you go, the rest of the gang, I want to remind you, of course, Fathom Realty offers 100% commission plus a whole lot of other things for your success. It's a company that works for you rather than you working for them. Fathom offers stock with every transaction, KV Core's CRM system with squeeze pages and single property websites, truly affordable healthcare, a transaction management system, multi-tiered support. All of that included as you are a Fathom agent without extra expenses, and there's things beyond that if you want to get some premium services as well. So visit fathomcareers.com to learn more about that. I want to tell you about our guest next week. She is the owner of Model My Home Home Staging, Jenna Uselton. Model My Home is a home staging company that have helped over 5,000 homeowners, builders, investors, and realtors stage and sell their properties. Jenna is a licensed realtor. She started the company 17 years ago. She's an author, national speaker. She advocates for staging companies internationally. And so she's going to talk about, of course, the benefits of staging your home, how to cause your home to sell faster, talking about luxury staging. So we're really looking forward to having her on next week. So make sure you tune in. Same time here on Facebook and hopefully YouTube next week. Again, sorry about that, at 1:30 Central Time. We'll see you then.